Wasn't really planning on doing a podcast today, but I felt the need to, so here you go. The path to higher purpose is the collection of life experiences that led us to where we are today. I've been traveling on this road for a long time, all in hopes of finding my true purpose. I've experienced a lot of highs and a lot of lows, and I'm willing to share them, hopefully adding value to your journey. So together, let's walk this path and find our higher purpose. I guess you can call this a podcast. I have this little lapel mic in my hand, so sorry about the sound. Video image, using the front face, is flipped around. So apologize for me being backwards. But anyways, the other day I did a podcast, and it's in regards to LRG. It was really difficult for me to tell that story because LRG played such a pivotal role in my life. I didn't really get into it, but several years later, I ended up getting a chance to work there, and I thought I would do that in a different podcast. I tried to not mention too many people or any specific situations because I really wanted the listener, the viewer, to truly understand just how spectacular what LRG did. You know, it was an amazing feat at that time to start a brand and push your dream out there, and for people to accept it, it's really hard. It's, you know, when I tried to do it when I was younger, I had a box of t-shirts and I kept them in my apartment, and I was super excited to get rid of them. I guess I shouldn't say get rid of them. I was super excited when people wanted them. A lot of friends, a lot of family. I had to give some away, and it's like at that particular time, I think I started out with 72 t-shirts. That was like the minimum you could buy, but it was super hard. It was super hard to get rid of 72 t-shirts. If you guys don't know, that's a lot of t-shirts. Anyways, just in that particular situation, if there's anyone that listened or anyone that felt like they should have been a part of the story, I truly apologize. It wasn't to leave anyone out or to leave any parts of the story out. My life with LRG is divided into two distinct times. There's a time of me being a fan and a spectator and a customer. And then there's a certain point in my life where I was able to get an opportunity to work at LRG. So I'll get into that later. But I guess I want to tell this little story that I was thinking about. When I was younger, I used to race cars. When I say race cars, I'm talking about Hondas, and not really, I wasn't like a NASCAR driver or anything like that. I was a reckless young adult with a driver's license that thought he was super fast and extremely furious. At this time, I had a Honda Civic, and this Honda Civic was super crazy. My brother started building it at first, and he didn't complete the project. He did, I guess, but he needed a reliable car anyways. I don't know what happened, but this, that, and the third, I ended up with the car. I bought it off him, and I ended up fulfilling his destiny. I ended up turboing it. I got pistons, rods, crank, if you guys know about that. I fully built the motor to withstand amazing horsepower. I got it up to 30 pounds of boost, which is super crazy at the time. Nobody really does that, and I was stupid enough to attempt it, and the motor was able to withstand it. This isn't really about that, but the fact is, I had a Honda Civic. The Honda Civic was built for just commuting. It was just a normal car. It was meant to get from A to B. At the time, these cars were like $10,000, you know, in the 90s. This was a 1991 Honda Civic SI hatchback. And my brother dropped in a VTEC motor from Japan. It was the SIR motor. And at the time, there weren't people that were dropping in motors in cars. It just wasn't accessible yet. So I would have to say my brother was one of the first. I don't know if he was the first, but definitely one of them, because we would bring it to car shows, and a lot of the influential people that you see today that are into cars, they would geek out on it because nobody ever saw that. There weren't a lot of twin cam Civics driving around at that time. So anyways, my brother dropped this motor in. There was no way to really mount it. It had solid engine mounts. We had a custom axle. When you hit VTEC, the car would just go crazy. If you've ever been in a 90s Honda that's fixed up for speed, like, you'll know when you shift and you have a clutch, all of a sudden your radio pops out, the vents pop out. I mean, it wasn't built for power. I guess my point in telling you this is just like a Honda Civic. I mean, in our standard form, we're just regular people. But as we progress and we try to do these amazing things, we kind of turn into this like race car. And there's a lot of things that you need to modify, to accompany that speed. As your car gets faster, safety becomes a big concern. You need a roll cage, you need stronger seat belts, you need you need stronger bolts because you'll start snapping bolts, and you'll need all these things that you didn't think really mattered. You didn't think that it was so important to fix. And what you'll come to realize is that you'll need to modify stuff for your car to be able to handle going at your top speed. So I think just like a car, I think that we have to work on ourselves. You got to take a step back and you have to focus on your safety, your mental health. Maybe that means take a time out from like Instagram or social media. Maybe that means stepping away from a few people. Maybe that means taking time to learn about yourself. I've never really taken the time to do that and focus really on understanding that, especially till now, as I'm really trying to put myself out there, making these videos, making these podcasts, trying to do better for myself. I just realize the faster and harder I go and try to put myself out there, I find kinks in my armor and just little pieces where I start getting down on myself, start caring about how many listens, how many views, and do people care? Do people want to hear that? Are people unfollowing me? Like, people are unfollowing me on Instagram. Are they doing it because I talk too much? Or are they not into that? Or, just all this stuff, and it just starts weighing you down. I think the race car analogy is just popped in my head because, a Civic was never meant to go that fast, and you learn really quickly that a lot of stuff breaks. So just like you, as we go down the racetrack of life, just take a step back. Don't break down because you weren't prepared. Use better gas, buy safety equipment, take care of yourself, take care of your mental well-being, take care of your health. Like a car, it's easy. You could just buy a new car when it breaks. We do that all the time. But unlike a car, when your body breaks, when your head gets damaged from thoughts and your heart gets damaged from emotion, you just got to take a step back and regroup and build up your armor, get thicker skin so you could just keep on going, get the right safety equipment, get your car back on the track. So I hope this makes sense to someone out there. I know it's like, what the hell are you talking about? Who are you, Paul Walker, Vin Diesel? But I just think it's so important. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. This is just a random thought on a Saturday morning while I sit in my shop. I just felt the need to get it off my chest. Thanks for listening to The Path to Higher Purpose. Hopefully you guys are blessed on your journey. And until the next time, peace.